What's good, y'all? I am Vehement, and welcome back to my channel. It's your toothless boy Wonder, back again with some gaming content. I mentioned this video a while back, and it took me a while to get here. I've been very busy, and we are here again with laid back reviews. I'm excited about this one. We'll get to the video, but I'm so stupid. When I was playing this game, I forgot to write notes. So everything that I wrote is based off of memory alone, and I might glaze over a few things, but this video, I know my laid back reviews is supposed to be less script based, but I really wanted to get my points across, so this is more scripted than these are supposed to be, but that was on purpose. But let's bang on into this. Hollow Knight is a side-scrolling Metroidvania game about a knight who arrives at this run-down, desolate kingdom that is being infested by a plague, causing the insects to go mad and die. The overarching story and lore are told to you in a very vague Dark Souls-like fashion. Yes, I'm going to use Dark Souls for examples. I know. I mean, you can tell that they're inspired. You can literally go most of the game without knowing much in the way of the story, so we won't focus on it much either. This game is very beautiful. The hand-drawn art style is awe-inspiring. It really portrays darkness and the rundown nature of the kingdom. It shows you don't need millions of polygons, HD textures, and crazy lighting to set a mood and portray a feeling or emotion. There was many moments I felt depressed or found myself pondering on the idea of death due to the game pushing such feelings. I seriously did. I seriously would feel I'd feel actual sadness, or I'd find myself in these weird dark thoughts or in this dark mood because the game did such a great job of portraying these feelings and making you feel them. And it's crazy, like they did an excellent job with the art style, the music, the sound design, all of that, top notch. The game is shrouded in this dark claustrophobic feeling that I like and I dislike. I like it artistically, but not so much mechanically. It makes some enemies and boss encounters more difficult than they otherwise would have been, and I'm sure it was intentional, and I'm okay with that. Just like in Dark Souls, you swing your sword, if you get funneled into these hallways, and you go to swing your sword and you crack your wrist off of the side of the wall. And a lot of the enemy design in the game is geared towards these small hallways, and you can't jump over the enemy, so you have to fight it head on. So like, I do like what they were shooting for. There was just a lot of moments in the game where I just didn't like that mechanically, but artistically it was great, and it did work mechanically too, because it makes you use your head in another way, you know what I'm saying? And I like that. I do like how it makes you use your brain. But just like Dark Souls and other skill-based games, at first it can feel unfair and bullshit, but rewarding when it clicks. Just like at the beginning of any skill-based game, you feel like you are just dog shit, and sometimes you might start blaming the game. And I'm guilty of that. At first, like, I thought that it felt unfair, but again, I did the same thing with Bloodborne. It took me a whole year for that game to click with me, and now it's one of my favorite games. Same thing with this. Once I started, realizing, oh, you gotta, mix in jumping and pogoing, and oh, you can parry, like, it really clicked with me. And once I did, and I started mastering the gameplay, I started mixing things up, it really clicks. It really, really does. You gotta give the game a fair chance at the beginning. The combat is super satisfying once you grasp the mechanics. There is just enough variety in your basic moves to keep it enjoyable throughout the game. They slowly trickle new combat abilities, so you don't get too bored after too long. The platforming as well is wonderfully done. It's challenging, but never unable to be accomplished, and super satisfying when you nail certain difficult platforming sections. Get it? Nail? It's not the only nail pun I got for you. Like, I can remember there was a couple of platforming sections where I was getting fucking angry because I just kept failing, and I realized that there was one little jump that I was doing just wrong enough that it was completely blowing it for me. But if it isn't doable, you're probably missing an ability. Hence the Metroidvania aspect. I mean, if you can't go a certain direction or reach a path, you're probably missing the ability. That brings me to some of my gripes with this game. I feel it's too obtuse and vague. Things are just not explained to you enough. Like, you realize, yes, I'm going the wrong way, and sometimes I can't even tell that I'm going the wrong way, and it's hard to know where you're supposed to go to next. I'm not asking for my hand to be held, but I almost never knew what way to go, or where I should be, or what the next location was. I just knew I needed to be somewhere. I feel like the game just doesn't give good enough signals to tell you you're going the right or wrong way. For example, in Dark Souls 1, if you try to go to the catacombs early on, the skeletons would beat your ass telling you you're going the wrong way. So in turn, you end up going the Undead Berg instead. Granted, even in that game, it's not perfect about showing you where to go next, but it does a better job than this game. And I'm not ashamed to say I used a walkthrough for about 60% of the game because I didn't know where a boss was, or where the next location was, or what order the location went. And I still ended up missing things because even using a walkthrough. There's not enough said, and there's too much hidden. And seriously, screw those stupid secret walls. I hate them in Dark Souls, and I hate them here. But here, they are way more cruel. They hide integral things behind them. Why would you do that? Like, for real. You can't tell that they're hidden. And at least in, again, in Dark Souls, a lot of times you find these hidden walls by accidentally smacking the wall. But even in that game, I don't like it. I don't like hidden walls. It's fine to have secrets. Like, in this game, there's a lot of times you'll walk by a spot and you'll be seeing the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen that there's something there, and you're like, oh, I gotta get there, and it's a secret area. At least you know that, okay, somewhere around here there's a secret that I gotta find. For example, also the secret when have you ever swam up against a wall, right? And you have to swim under the wall to get the secret. How were you supposed to figure that out? I just don't understand what was going through the developer's head to hide so much in this game. It's fine to have secrets. I love secrets. I love finding secrets, but I don't love having integral things hidden, especially behind walls that you gotta smack around. But aside from all that, when you do know where you're going and you've mastered the combat and things are flowing, it's amazing. The game knocks the gameplay out of the park. Boss fights. Oh, boss fights are amazing. I love almost every boss design, aside from a couple examples like Crystal Guardian and Soul Master. I can't speak on some bosses. I missed the Radiance and Great Nail Sage Sly, just to name a few. I think, in my opinion, the hardest boss out of the ones I fought is probably the second fight with Broken Vessel. I still haven't beat it. Just couldn't nail down the fight. Get it? Nail down the fight. I don't get me wrong, it's a great boss fight. It's really like adrenaline inducing and hard hitting. It just, man, hell, it took me until I did a second playthrough of Dark Souls 3 to beat Nameless King. There's just some bosses that I just can't fight. I still haven't got around to beating Midir. I know. Heresy. I can't speak on the DLC. I didn't play it, and I'm sorry. Maybe I can make a video in the future about the DLC though. I know I didn't speak on a few aspects, but this is more of a highlight about the good and the bad. But don't make any mistakes. I love this game when it's at its best. Everything flowing together to make the beautiful combat dance in a wonderful atmosphere that not many games can achieve, and Team Cherry did it. With just a few people, the art style is some of my favorites in any game, and I just wish this game had a better sense of direction and didn't try to be so intentionally vague. I understand what they were going for, just for me, it didn't land. But again, this is a wonderful addition to the platforming Metroidvania genre. It's one of the best in its field, and I recommend it to any platforming fan, or even just a gaming fan in general. I truly do. This is an excellent game. It's A-class, beautiful art style, beautiful gameplay. It really is in the top tier of Metroidvania games. I just think it's a bit too obtuse. But that's my review of Hollow Knight, and like I said, maybe I can come back with a review of all the DLC. If that interests you, let me know. And again, I wasn't hating on this game, I just had a few gripes. Again, I enjoyed the game. I truly did. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. I do gaming news, gaming rants, and game reviews, and I plan on throwing gameplay in there soon. And if that stuff interests you, subscribe. And if you enjoyed this review, let me know. Hit that like button. Let me know other games you want me to review down in the comments. Cyberpunk 2077, when I get that in my hands, I plan on doing a first impressions and a review of it. So, hey, subscribe for more. Peace!